Welcome, Kent Adams with Let's Talk Spokane, and I'm pleased to have back an old friend, and I guess we can say that because both of us have aged a little since I first met you about 40 years ago.
Yeah, a little bit.
Kent,
yes.
Yeah. Chuck Harmon, how are you?
Oh, thank you. I'm fine. Today I'm fine.
Okay.
You know how it is.
Oh, God, yes. I have a friend who this morning at breakfast said something about his dad was staying with him because his mom was in the hospital and those kinds of things. And he said, Dad has to get up and go through my room. It's a one-bedroom house to get to the bathroom. And you know how many times old people have to get up and go to the bathroom? And I said, yes, I do. I am one.
So the conversation has devolved already.
Yeah, it has. So from here, it can only go up. Chuck, you and I first met way back in about 1976 when you were at KXOY 920 and you did some TV stuff there and so forth. And then you did that for a few years and went on to a financial consulting business.
Right. In 78, I left broadcasting forever.
Yes. Yeah. How's that worked out?
Well, actually pretty good.
Yeah. But what interests me the most is what you've been doing the last couple of years.
Actually, I retired from financial services in 2008.
Okay.
And I thought, well, I'll just lean back in this recliner and watch sports on TV and
what you can do today 24/7.
You absolutely can.
Yeah.
Yes, and I was prepared. I had my cup holder filled, and my wife didn't like that. She said I was being sedentary.
Yes.
And so she put a paintbrush in my hand. She's been an artist all her life.
Okay.
And said, why don't you try painting? I said, I can't draw a stick figure.
Right.
And as it turns out, that was correct. But there's a thing called abstract art.
Yes. So
And
it saved you.
Hey. And I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
After maybe 6 months or so, I really got into it. Started meeting people in the art community.
Okay.
Having been in sales and in broadcasting, networking is easy for me.
Right.
And I've gotten to know, I'll say I know half of the luminaries in the art community in Spokane by now. And it's come in handy because I've raised my hand once too often.
Yes.
And I'm publicity for a couple of big art events that are happening this fall.
Right.
And
the
the first big one is this Spokane Studio Art Tour.
Okay.
Now, an art tour, what's that? That's where artists open up their studios.
You tour art. You start on one corner of the art and go around it.
Well, that's one kind of art tour. That's a really short art tour. This one is a little bit longer.
Yeah.
You can go online and look up studioarttour.com.
Okay.
We even came up with a jingle in my ads on Cool.
Oh, Lord.
Studioarttour.com.
You didn't sing, did you?
I did. That was it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there goes your patronage.
If you remember at KXLY, I did jingles.
Yeah.
Well, I did one jingle.
Okay.
Anyway, back to the Studio Art Tour. There are 5 studios, 5 homes on the north side of Spokane.
Okay.
That will open their doors and open additional artists in. There will be 35 artists in 5 different locations.
Okay.
Our location, our house, will be open.
Okay.
It's near.
Now, you're all doing this in your homes.
We're all doing it in homes.
Okay.
Where there are art studios.
Okay.
And so 9 people will be at our house. There'll be 8 or so at another place,
Oh, really?
5
Okay.
at another, etc. These are for pretty big names in the Spokane art scene.
Right.
Notwithstanding me.
Well, you have to balance things out,
have
right?
to balance things out, and I'm good at publicity, so
Right.
That's what they hired me to do, and for the grand total of nothing.
Yeah. So they're paying you what you're worth?
They're paying me exactly what I'm worth.
Okay.
It's the second weekend in September.
Yes.
The 10th and 11th.
Right.
Let me grab a brochure here.
Yes.
This is a brochure that, where do I point this? This is the kind of thing that you will look for on the counters of all art-related stores like frame shops, art galleries, etc. The Spokane Art Supply Store has some of these. Or you can go online, and there'll be
Almost everything today has to be online as well, doesn't it?
And it's going to be in a magazine called Art Chowder.
Ah, okay.
So in Art Chowder, I've written.
Is that only good on Fridays?
It's good. It's good every day of the week.
Oh,
Kent.
okay. You miss me, don't you?
You're as funny as you used to be.
Just like you get paid, nothing. Okay.
So online, there's this deal, and also in the magazine, which will be out in the last weekend of August.
Okay.
There will be an article by Chuck Harmon about RAFA, which we'll talk about in a little bit,
Right.
RRAFA, and juxtaposed to that will be this map. As you can see, well, maybe you can't see, there's no zoom on this probably, but each of the artists' names are underneath each of their locations.
Okay.
Well, after each name in the Art Chowder publication will be the page number where their ad is.
Ah, okay.
And then, so if you want to know more about, let's say, Alice Harmon,
Right.
you could click on her name and go to her website and see her art.
You've got a whole bunch of people coming to your place, don't you?
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
do.
you really do. You look like you have more people than anyone else.
We do.
Of course, there are two of you and Alice, so that kind of helps start things off. But
Right.
but
We have a very diverse crowd, as you can see. We've got John Altberg, who's a wood turner.
Okay.
And he collects wood.
okay,
He has collected so much wood that he can't park his car in his garage anymore.
okay.
But he does.
Does he have a
wonderful-
wife nagging him about that?
You know, he's got a really nice wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My wife would, but
Yeah. Mine too. Yeah.
I just mentioned him in passing just because I recently saw his new website, and
Right.
it is absolutely stunning. So
Nice,
he'd be a
nice.
guy to Google and
Right.
look up. But you see the last name there, Jan Priss. She
Yes.
does landscapes of the Oregon coast. She lives in Tillamook.
Yes.
She's Alice's daughter.
Oh, really?
All
Okay.
three of Alice's daughters are absolutely fantastic artists.
Nice.
And this is the first year that Jan decided to be in the tour. So,
That's great.
so we're importing talent from.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, family, that's okay.
Right,
You know,
right.
and I see a Chuck Harmon here and an Alice Harmon.
That's right.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you just painted abstract, and she actually painted something.
Yeah, she
So-
does whimsical things.
Yes,
the
yeah.
one that's portrayed in the brochure here is a thing called "School's Out."
Okay. That quacks me up. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you can show a picture.
Oh,
of
we
the-
will. We will.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's the Studio Art Tour, September 10th and 11th. Come one, come all.
Right. I want to talk about, okay, you're going from, I mean, you're like me, where stick figures are next to impossible.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I saw a kids one the other night on one of the news programs, and I'm going, gosh, it was like a 5-year-old. That's better than I could do.
Yeah.
But you've got a painting you did here. You brought it, right?
I brought it to show if you thought it
Yes.
might be interesting.
Well,
There's a couple of interesting things about it.
yeah.
no-
What goes into making that? What's the
This is my-
inspiration?
these are my favorite colors.
Okay.
Okay, so reds and yellows and shades thereof is what I have in a lot of my paintings.
Okay.
One of the first questions to me when I joined the crew at Avenue West Gallery back in 2010 was, "Are you a pyromaniac?" I said, "What?"
I thought
She
maybe
says,
you were
"All of your paintings-
marketing to firemen or something
all
like
of-
that.
she says, "All your paintings look like fire." And I
Yeah.
said, "Well, I didn't mean it to be that way, but that's kind of what it looks like."
Yeah, but the colors you pick do.
So if I'm just doodling, and that's kind of how things start from
Yeah, you
time
start
to
with a blank sheet of
start with
canvas.
either a canvas or a board. This
Okay.
is on a board.
Okay.
So I'll start in the upper left-hand corner with a color.
Okay.
Typically, it might be red. Then I'll...
Is that because we learned to read starting at the top left?
Probably
and-
so.
I
You
mean,
know,
I
if
just-
I
I
had
wondered.
grown up in India or China or someplace
be-
else, I'd be back the other
Yeah.
way. You can get a guy off topic really.
Yes, I can, and that's my job. Okay, and I do it well, don't I?
You're a past master. So I just kept blending colors, and
Yeah.
and there's probably a dozen pieces that people saw in the Garland art fair this past week
Okay.
that were this style. What I've done is blend a lot of colors. Maybe there's a dominant place, a focal point.
Yes.
Obviously that.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that.
And some counterpoint colors.
I was going to say, what are they doing there?
They're to complement.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe that was your attempt at the little ducks that your wife did on her painting.
Those are fish.
Oh, are they? Oh, okay. Don't let her see this, okay? Those are fish. Well, it's small, and my bifocals aren't.
I understand.
Okay,
I understand.
yeah, she'll understand. Okay,
She
age.
will.
Yeah.
Right.
We're in deep trouble, aren't we?
We are both deep in trouble,
Yeah.
and I
That's
was
okay.
the only one that was
I'm
in-
told we get to go to break in 2 minutes. That might allow us to catch up. But yeah, go ahead.
So, your camera has probably picked up the sheen or the reflection.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah.
It's not glass.
Okay.
This is resin that I pour
I
over
was wondering that.
the acrylic paint.
Okay, because you're too cheap to put glass on.
No,
Okay.
no.
I mean, why do you do the resin?
Well, I'll tell you why.
Okay.
But
If I'd
it may
shut
take
up.
longer than the 2 minutes we have until the break.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, why don't we take a break and then
Okay.
come back and we can talk about the resin instead
I will
of
tell
glass.
you about the place I found out about resin and how it works.
All right. We'll see how
Isn't
that
that exciting?
resonates. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
My name's Randy James. I've been teaching for 37 years, and I have the best job in the world. I'm also the founder and director of the Institute of Science and Technology at North Central High School. One of the big pushes of the Institute was to create a foundation for the future, to be something that's not here one day and gone the next, it's just here for good. I think we shortchange kids all the time. They have amazing minds. This gives them a chance to come in and do some really remarkable things. You give them a place to play and learn science and do science for real. Kids are far more capable of doing things than we ever give them credit. We have $1 million worth of equipment, and we let them use it. Instead of having to outsource and have to recruit engineers and scientists and mathematicians, we have kids right here. They'll be able to fill those positions. It takes a whole community to raise children. It really does. STCU invests in the community. They have for a long, long time, and they're a long-time supporter of education. That's why you do business with people. Collectively, we can make a huge difference. I'm Randy James, and STCU is here for good.
Last year alone, Avista customers saved over 53 million kilowatt hours of energy, reducing carbon emissions by more than 18,000 tons. Way to save, everyone. Way to save. Find your way to save at avistautilities.com.
For the Inland Northwest's most comprehensive sports report, think outside the porch with Spokesman.com. For just 99 cents for the first month, you'll enjoy unlimited digital access to the news and sports news that affect you most. From EWU to WSU, from Northwest Preps all the way to the Seahawks, we're the local authority that makes sports in the Inland Northwest different than the rest, better than the rest. On your phone, on your desktop, and on your tablet. Subscribe to the digital experience with Spokesman.com.
Welcome back. My guest is Chuck Harmon, and we were talking about your abstract painting.
Right.
I do know that you like the red tones and so forth. And now you're telling me that there's not glass on there,
That is
which
correct.
often happens. You have resin on there.
Right.
Why? What does that do differently than glass?
All right.
Why that technique?
I was attracted to some paintings by an artist in town, Melinda Melvin.
Okay.
She does abstracts with a lot of texture in them, and she does cover them with resin.
Ah, okay.
And I'd thought about doing that. But I don't do stuff like hers, and the thought just kind of stuck there in the back of my mind. Then we went on a trip to New Mexico
Okay.
and went to a huge 300-booth art show.
Oh, wow.
It's called the Weems Art Gallery, once a year annual show, and ran across an artist there. I'm going to forget his name, Kurt Merkel. Okay, Kurt Merkel does abstract art on birch panels
Oh, really?
and then covers them with a resin.
Huh.
And so I started a conversation with him and was drawn to one piece that I eventually bought from him. with the proviso that he explained the entire process of how he covers it with resin.
Right.
And he did.
Good.
He told me the wholesale outlet where he buys the resin. And when I got home, which was in November of 2014, I sent in an order for a gallon of resin.
Okay.
You buy a gallon of the resin and a gallon of the hardener.
Right.
And you mix them together in equal parts.
Right.
Then you pour it on your surface, and it's self-leveling.
Ah, okay.
Now, it is.
If your item is level.
And
otherwise you have a swimming pool, a deep end and a shallow
One of the
end.
first pieces I tried was on canvas, which wasn't stretched well enough.
Okay.
There was a depression in it, and it self-leveled to the center of the canvas. So that was just
But
one of
don't
many.
you think you kind of have to go through that
You do.
to really know?
You absolutely
okay,
do.
I mean, you don't do that again, do you?
No, I paint on, if I'm going to put resin on a piece, it's on board.
Okay.
And I will put 2 little styrofoam cups on each corner so
Okay.
the resin can drip off the edges.
Okay.
Because that was another thing I learned, that if you don't let it go all the way to the edge, it's not going to go all the way to the edge, and you'll
okay.
have some parts
So you got to pour enough that it
Right. You
drips
got to
off.
waste some.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is clever of the resin manufacturers.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
You know, people have suggested that I put little dams around the edge, and I tried that too.
That could be damn hard to do, though.
Well, it's damn hard to get it loose
Yeah.
once the resin hardens. So anyway, that's it's been validated too
Yeah.
by a very famous local artist, Terry Lee.
Okay.
Says he really likes my abstracts with resin.
Okay.
However, sales have been slow.
Okay.
And that's a whole different subject. We could spend a whole
and I want
program
to
on.
ask you, because when you mentioned you bought this painting from this fella and he, in a sense, educated you on the resin process and the tricks and so forth.
Right.
I get the sense, because you've said you know at least half the artists in town and so forth, that there is a community that helps each other. Is that true?
Oh, that's absolutely true. Yeah, yeah. I don't think I've been refused an answer to anything. You know, with a
Of course, you
few
have
small
a
exceptions.
homemade one with Alice there, but it
Well,
allows you to go out and test ideas.
With
or
Alice,
ask-
it's not constructive criticism.
so things haven't changed. Okay. Okay.
Well, you know, you are going to get absolutely truthful criticism from your spouse.
Right, right.
You know, how do you like this, Alice?
Right.
I don't.
Okay.
Okay. Can you
right.
elaborate?
Okay. Can I have 2 more tries with somebody else? Right. Yeah.
But that is a problem in the art world out there. If you have a show or you're in a gallery or something, and someone walks up to your art and says, "That's beautiful."
Yeah.
And I always say, if I'm there to respond to that, I say, "It is for sale."
Ah, okay.
Or would
How
you like
often?
to meet the artist? Or, you know, something
right,
to get
right.
the conversation going. Most often, people back off and don't buy it. And so,
Why is that, you think?
well,
Are we
Why is
not
it, Kent?
why is it we're not consuming and buying art? Or
Well,
we have to buy the name pieces sometimes? I mean, what is that?
you've just named a couple of things. I don't think Spokane
Is
is,
sophisticated enough?
well, I wouldn't say it that way. It's just that they, as a community, they're not used to buying original art, I don't think. I
okay.
mean, that's just my opinion, but
Okay.
it seems to be that more people will say, "Do you make prints of this particular
okay.
piece?"
Yes.
Or can I get a print of that somewhere? And there are websites out there where artists put their stuff up, and you can
buy a
buy the
print.
original, or you can buy the prints, or you can
Okay.
buy cards, you can buy coffee cups, or whatever.
So if I buy the original for something like this, what are we talking about in range?
It's not expensive. It's $100.
Okay, that's not bad at
No,
all.
no,
if,
this is,
if you were to do prints, though, what would that be?
Well,
I'm
my
looking
cost-
for the difference.
Well, my cost would probably be I don't know, $15 to $20, and so I'd have to sell it for $40.
Right.
Why not buy the original?
Exactly.
Exactly. And I've got a lot of originals. I've got an inventory. And
well, that's why you're having a couple of these sales coming up.
Right.
And we talked about the September 10th and 11th Studio Art Tour. Again, where do they find more information?
Okay, these brochures are available in shops and stores around town.
But everyone wants to go to the web or Facebook.
Everybody goes to studioarttour.com.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's easy to remember.
Okay.
All you do is sing that song all together now.
I'm glad you did that. Can we edit? Yeah, okay. All right. And then there is something else coming up in October, and I see, oh my gosh, look at this. It has October 7th to 28th. And then it has a reception, and then it has a second Saturday art tour. This is a big deal.
This is the annual River Ridge Association of Fine Arts show.
Otherwise known as RAFA.
Always, everybody calls it RAFA. And so this year I ended up being the show chairman.
Okay.
Another time I raised my hand and said,
Or you got to be careful if you don't show up at a meeting. They can assign you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So this started out being a juried show.
Okay.
Now, a juried show means that you send images.
12 people that come in. And
the 12 angry men.
Yeah.
The jurors decide whether your art can be in the show or not.
Ah, okay.
I didn't like that idea.
Okay.
But I went
because
ahead.
It kept not letting you in? No.
Well, let me get back on track here.
Good luck with that.
The juried show idea didn't work, not because I didn't like it, but because the website email address attached to the website couldn't hold more than 2 images at a time, and so we had to scrap that idea, and it's not a juried show.
Okay.
So anybody can apply for the show, get their art in. The deadline for application for this show is the 10th of September.
Okay.
So we've got a while.
That's the first day of this show.
That's right.
Right.
How convenient.
Yeah.
Purely coincidental.
Right.
So
yeah,
you just go to the RAFA website, which is Spokane, RRAFA.com.
Okay.
And click on the downloadable entry form.
Okay.
It costs $25 to enter 1 piece.
Okay.
It costs $30 for 2 pieces and $35 for 3 pieces.
Oh, all
Simple as that. Just send in your money, and you're in the show.
All right.
The show will be judged.
Ooh.
There are 3 jurors that will see the art when it's on the wall, and they will decide what the best art is in various categories.
These aren't the same people that do the county fair, are they?
They are not.
Okay.
They're completely different.
Yeah.
But there will always be controversy, and people will not agree with decisions. Our organization doesn't have a lot of money.
Okay.
And so
kind of like you and me.
It's just like we're used to that.
Okay.
The first prize is $300. We could handle that.
Okay.
But the rest of the prizes are quote unquote merchandise prizes.
$1.95.
Well, they're donations from merchants.
Oh, okay.
So, for instance, we have a couple $20 gift certificates from a framing shop.
Okay. Right.
Spokane Art Supply is donating some. So we'll have, I don't know, maybe a dozen other prizes.
Okay.
Last year we gave out 4 cash prizes, which really depleted our treasury.
No
so this year we decided to go that way, and that's I think that's going to work out just fine.
But it's nice to be able to say you've won.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There are lots of art categories. I didn't bring my list today, but I looked it up on the web, and there's page after page after page of art terms and categories. I think we're probably going to do it in the landscape and abstract and floral and things like that, depending upon the number of entries that we get in each of those categories.
My wife enters every year to the county fair. And and one time she won in the professional division. She went from amateur to professional.
Yeah.
And there was a comment on the back of the note or whatever it was that said, "This is great, except your buildings are leaning." Well, it was of a photograph that I took of a ghost town. Now,
and the buildings were leaning.
If you're 160 years old, you lean, okay?
That's right.
Yeah.
So they did. Evidently, the title of the piece did not indicate to them that this was the leaning.
Well, yeah,
ghost
it was
town
pretty
of
obvious
Montana.
what it was. Yeah, but anyway.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the way that's set up, and we didn't talk about where it's going to be.
yes, we'll talk about where it's going to be.
Hatch.
Hatch. Okay, like
Have you
in
ever
the
heard of
hatchery?
Hatch? No, it's not a contraction. It is Hatch.
Oh, okay.
It is an art incubator in the valley.
Oh, okay. I've never
It's
heard
at
of
the
it.
corner of Farr Road and Sprague.
So it's far out there.
Far out there in the valley. It's probably mid-valley if somebody's watching from Sullivan Road or something. Anyway, it's 9,000 square feet. They have little art studios in there for individual artists to practice their work, and they've got large galleries.
Yeah.
So we will be in the largest gallery and another room because we've already gotten 60 pieces entered into the show.
Nice.
As of this taping or
Yeah.
digital recording or whatever this is.
It's like film at 11.
Film.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great venue. The show will have an opening. October is Art Month in Spokane. If
Okay.
you didn't know that already.
No, I didn't know that.
Ah, well.
I learn something new all the time.
Well, that's good.
And at my age, that's good.
There's going to be lots of various art activities that whole month. Our opening on the 7th will be First Friday.
Right?
The 8th is Second Saturday, and Hatch always does something on Second Saturday. So
okay.
it's just the calendar
Works out.
worked out.
Perfect.
That
yeah.
we'll have 2 days in a row that'll be wide open for the public to attend.
Nice.
And then there will be selected days throughout the rest of the month that it'll be open. Hatch itself.
And it's free.
It's free. No, you don't pay a dime. Just come on in
Well,
and have
buy
a look.
something.
Well, buy a piece of art, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yes, all of the art on the wall will be for sale.
Okay.
There will be titles and there will be prices.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that my wife and I talk about often. I'm not an artist. I don't even come close. Okay.
Well, your wife should enter the show.
Yeah, she should.
Yeah.
But the lack of some of the support for art in the schools and other places, and what that does to the mind and so forth, that we really need to ramp up and do more. And
There's a small tidal wave coming
yeah,
of inserting an A in STEM
uh,
and making it STEAM, and the A stands for
yeah,
art.
yeah.
Uh,
Because you look at some of the intellectuals and the smart people, and like doctors and others that are doing art. My wife's heart doctor was retiring, and he said, "What should I be doing?" And she talked him into doing art because she had given him a painting.
yeah.
And that's what he does now. He
Fantastic.
loves it.
He should enter the show.
Absolutely loves it.
Tell him to enter the show.
Yeah, and has told her many times, "Thank you."
Yeah.
You know, it's brought new life to what
Well,
I'm doing.
It's therapeutic on one hand.
Yes, yes.
It's fun.
Yeah.
If you're not having fun, just stop doing it.
Right,
you know,
right,
but
right.
I'm
Okay,
still having
so Chuck, let's remind folks again of the 2 shows, the Studio Art Tour, and they can get information at.
StudioArtTour.com. I will not sing it again.
Thank you.
And the other one is SpokaneRafa.com.
Right. Okay.
Spokane, RRAFA.com.
Okay. And if they want to get in touch with you, how do they do that?
We have our own website. It's HarmonyArtsSpokane.com.
Okay.
Type all of those letters in right next to each other, no spaces.
Yeah, right.
And there's a file of Alice's art and Chuck's art. And then we have an events page that tells us what we're doing next.
Nice.
And if I remember to update it, it'll be current.
Chuck, thanks for coming.
Hey,
and
what?
And
Is
for
it
putting
done?
up
Are we
with.
done?
We're done. We're
Jeez,
done.
wow.
Yes, I know.
Time flies.
27 minutes go really fast, don't they?
Well, thank you, Ken.
Yeah,
I really
no, this
appreciate
is
it.
great, and I'm pleased to see these activities and the support of a growing art community. And while I was kidding, I wasn't kidding about, these shows are free, but go buy some art.
Look up another website, www.artchowder.com.
Chowder.
Art Chowder is
Like in the chowder you would eat?
well, it's a magazine.
Oh,
it's
okay.
a locally produced, slick, beautiful magazine for the art community and people who enjoy art, but it's for culinary arts, performing arts, and visual arts.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Thank you.
You're very
Good
welcome.
to see you
Good to
again.
see you.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
You'll hear us say it.
We are tracking breaking news in Spokane County where
We're talking exclusive.
I want to be the survivor and someone that reaches out and helps other people.
These stories you'll only see here.
My family say because he is off the streets.
This interview.
What is it like being a teenager nowadays?
This investigation. This moment for the first time.
I hope our apartment doesn't burn down.
We don't just cover breaking news, we own it.
Pretty scared, thought we weren't going to make it through.
KHQ Local News, right now.